Hi, this is Peggy from Raw. So today our guest is a multitasker Alex Norman, who is also taking the video from his daughter's bedroom. So thank you for the innovation here. Alex is a partner at AngelList. He's also a partner at his own fund, N49P. And because that's not enough, he's also the co-founder of TechTo. So thank you so much, Alex, for being here, and looking forward to hearing your thoughts on the new normal in finance.
Well, thank you for having me, Peggy. I hope my responses are as colorful as my daughter's room.
I'm sure they will. Okay, let's get started with the first one. So what do you think is going to be the lasting impacts of COVID on financial services?
Well, I think it depends on the country. So I'll take a North American view and particularly Canadian view. So I think COVID has accelerated lots of trends. And I think one of those trends that's accelerated is adoption of fintech and the startup. So I think it's going to cause a lot more near-term problems for incumbents who, for various reasons, can't react to what's going on. Either they don't have the technology or they can't be laying off lots of employees right now. So lots of fintechs have operational efficiencies versus incumbents. And in a normal economy, they gain small market share. If incumbents don't rehire people so they can compete on price and keep their efficiency. But I think right now, fintechs have an ability to attack and are going to really hurt lots of incumbents who basically have to keep employment up or get in trouble in Canada and probably the States.
So that's an interesting perspective. So in terms of regulation, do you see any changes happening? And obviously, I mean, fintech, I'm thinking open banking with what you're saying, some delay, acceleration, or anything else?
I think it depends on the political sway of the large financial institutions.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you see all this cash being put into the system right now, there's two countervailing forces going on. I think with traditional financial institutions, there's almost an explicit contract. Let's not fire people. Let's keep people on board. Let's not write off loans. And so they might use that influence to say, hey, let's make regulation a bit more tough.
Exactly.
Flip side, what you've seen more in the States and Canada is the incumbents have not been able to deploy the capital the government has given them. And so they've relied on some of the startups to actually deploy that cash, which may give more political sway. So it's an interesting balance I'm trying to figure out. If my pessimistic view is there might be more regulation, which makes it hard to operate as a with new innovative models and in a way to save and make the system more safe.
Yeah.
But time will tell, and because if again, look, I don't know how many people like an RBC employees in this country. There's ways that regulations could be done to make a safer environment for them, which actually helps them justify retaining employees.
Well, and you can use cyber attacks that increased during COVID to say, wow, that's a better reason to even delay conversation on open banking, which is what had happened. So I agree with you. I think that's unfortunately what we will probably see. In terms of global financial order and global financial stability, where do you see the world heading?
Another great question. I think this, just because of everything going on in the United States right now, it's not just COVID, it's the political unrest and just the lack of leadership. I think in the medium term, it opens up the ability to create other geopolitical powers that have sway in what goes on and can change financial stability. States has shown no leadership and no ability to get stuff together. It's shown it's to be more isolationist. So if I think the States has, and they have the reserve currency for the world. So my question is, can they stay the reserve currency for the world if they don't have that leadership? And if that starts eroding trust in the US dollar, what does that mean for the whole ecosystem, the whole global financial system? I don't know. The flip side is, I think China is slowly exerting influence around the world because they look like they're more stable. I don't know what the truth is. I don't seem to understand politics. So, what can that mean for you might see more stability in certain parts of the world, and you might see blocks emerge where they have different perspectives on how finance is used to manage an economy and what regulations should exist and create. Maybe we get in the, like a period where we're like in the early 80s and with two superpowers, different perspectives in the world.
Yeah. Well, and to your point with the blocks, you see Europe also trying to keep their weight in the system, Russia, all of that. So it's quite.
Well, one thing I'm actually surprised at, that Europe looks a lot more stable than I expected a couple months ago. My wife's from Spain. I could have easily seen Southern Europe wanting to break away from Northern Europe or vice versa, and doesn't seem to be the conversations at least publicly.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything along these lines either. But when we'll see the post-mortem, of what was really the impact on the economy, and people maybe starting thinking, I'm not sure my government at a European Union level, national level, and regional level did what I think should have been done. We might see another story, playing, but who knows? Um, in terms, so you spoke about fintech. So from your perspective, in terms of resetting competitive positioning, who do you think is going to be the winners in the game?
I think fintech companies that can offer a better product for a specific customer and then start consolidating the industry in the next little while can emerge very strong out of this in 3 to 5 years. I think there's still a lot of money being invested in fintech. I think it's a lot more crowded space, and like someone like Robinhood, which seems to be in the news all day, or if you even want to go Coinbase and crypto, I think they are going to emerge strong because they're already old enough and stable enough that people can trust them.
Exactly.
And they don't, and they're much more efficient or have a different business model than incumbents, and they can now start. I think they'll be able to go consolidate and offer much more robust product than by other fintechs. I think the other one that's aren't household names but will emerge strong are the ones that enable the incumbents to be more efficient, to change how they operate. So I can think of one great one in Canada called Owl. I don't know if you've ever come across Owl. I think you're going to see a desire for them to get signed up more, or even Wander, right? Financial institutions are going to have to find out how to better serve their customers, and they're not going to have the ability or resources to do it, and they're going to look at partners that can enable them to act differently.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. So that brings me to the next point. Where do you see the incumbents going in terms of transformation? So more partnership in the areas where they can.
Yeah, I think more partnership, and they're going to try to own the more quote unquote valuable relationships. So I think it's going to become hard for them to compete for a student credit card where it might have high losses and low fees, because and that used to be the way, hey, let's get that customer because it's going to be with us for 50 years and we're going to cross sell all sorts of products. I think that model is disappearing. So I think the financial institutions are going to retreat, say, hey, we have these relationship with 50-year-old high net worth individuals in the private wealth. How can we deepen our relationship and make more money from that? And also that's one that where efficiencies in serving is less important. So I think you're going to see that's where they spend a lot of time, and they're going to partner a lot with other third parties to actually offer best in class services.
Yeah, that's. I think that's something that should have happened already, 10 years ago. I think that's a good thing. Maybe something good's going to come from that crisis. Last but not least, so new habits, new transformation at the Norman's house that happened during COVID.
Biggest transformation is lack of education for my kids, and they've now become on. They're 100% of the time online playing video games or watching YouTube. So it reinforces my belief in. I'm re-looking at entertainment and seeing how they just have a totally different approach to it. New habits, flip side of the positive habit is I don't think I've had as many dinners with my family. And probably in the last 3 months, I've had dinner with my family more in the last 3 months than I have in a normal year. And we're trying to use that to build habits of gratitude and appreciation for life, and build stuff that leads you to a healthier life, like healthier mental state for me and the kids. And to a lesser extent for us, there is some more stuff we're ordering online, but I don't think those are sticky. Like we were ordering more groceries online, but my wife likes going in, looking to fruit
Okay.
and actually, to be honest, now we like to go to Costco or something like that just to get some time a break from the kids. So,
Oh, I'm
um,
putting the garbage out today. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, those are the biggest changes right now, and a
Yeah,
lot more and a lot more Zoom calls.
a lot of course, yeah, that's for sure. Hopefully, I like it, but hopefully, it's gonna, also dry down at some point, and I'll be able to have a coffee with you instead of a Zoom video.
Yes, I'm a proponent of a walk and talk or a coffee, so I miss those.
Walk and talk with your coffee. That's
Yes.
the best. But thank you so much, Alex, for taking the time, and thank you for your insights. And enjoy the weekend. Actually,
Yeah, it's great weather. Let's enjoy it. We can actually go outside and it's not winter.
yes, that's great. Have a good day. Take care. Thank you,
Okay.
Alex.
Thanks, Peggy.
Thank you.